All right, a beautiful morning. Welcome to Women's Corner. My name is Rose Blossom. Exciting today because it's Tuesday, and of course, we are counting down to Christmas Day and the new year. You can actually watch us live on Facebook and Twitter at Galaxy Television, and we have a YouTube channels at Galaxy TV, Galaxy TV News, and Galaxy TV Comedy. Also, we have Galaxy TV on its own, so you can follow us. We're all over all social media platforms, and you can download Galaxy Television app from Google Play Store, Apple Play Store to be part of the program. You can also go to our social media pages and comment underneath. If you're an entrepreneur, an NGO, and you want to be part of the show, you're a woman, you have your success story, you have your struggle, and you want to be a success out of your story, please, you can go to our comment sections and comment, and we'll reach out to you and give the platform to share your story. Anyway, we have a Zoom guest today that'll be joining us to talk about how she became a food, I wanted to say foodie, but she's not a foodie. She actually produces food, very healthy food, organic food, and which is very good for the body. It's one of the things that I think will do away with some fizzy drinks and all of that. But before I introduce my guest and talk about what her success story today, let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about her success story. Stay with us. Welcome back. Yes, we're gonna be bringing our guest in pretty soon, but before we bring our guest, usually we're gonna play a mini feature, and this one is about healthy tips. Okay, let's go for the safety tips first. The safety tips is to avoid hazard, and of course the reason why I'm bringing this to play is because she runs a company. She's a CEO, female entrepreneur, and she's doing very well in her business. But this is one of the things you need to make sure you take care of yourself, your environment, whenever you have an industry, or you're in a workplace, or you work with machines especially. This is one of the things you have to do to avoid hazards. So let's go see a safety tip that would help you avoid hazards from your day-to-day activities in wherever you work. And we'll be right back to introduce our guest and of course to start the show. Stay with us.
Safety tips on how to avoid hazards. Few tips on how to prevent hazards. Turn the power off. There is one important thing to remember when working with an electrical device. Turn it off. Don't assume the power is off because the off button has been pressed. Shut down the power at the source and then test to ensure that it is off. Inform others. If there is work on any electrical equipment, notify everyone in the area. Proper communication helps limit the possibility of re-energizing the equipment while at an inopportune time. Lock out or tag out. Luto. Ensure that anyone who works on electrical equipment is familiar with the proper lockout and tag out procedures. Stay away from wires. Check to see if there is any electrical power lines in the area where an employee is working. Ensure personnel avoid contact with them. If the power lines are visible, make the person aware of their location at all times. If they are not visible, take caution to ensure that they don't cut into the power lines. Maintain equipment. Using old equipment or equipment that is not well maintained leads to electrical hazards too. If there is fraying on the wires and equipment, the possibility of electric shock increases. Wear personal protective equipment (PPE). Anyone who is working with electrical equipment or in an area where an electrical shock is possible needs to wear necessary PPE. Proper PPE includes anything from gloves and footwear to eye and ear protection. Avoid arc flash areas. Avoid areas where arc flash is possible unless the personnel has proper qualifications to work with the equipment. Routine safety training and reminders are imperative to keep all employees safe around electrical equipment. Electrical hazards lead to severe consequences, which is solved with proper training.
All right, welcome back. Yes, we're about to start the success story of our guest. Her name is Rosemary Adejumo. She's an author, the founder of Food Ports International. She's a philanthropist. She is a speaker, a relationship and marriage coach. Of course, she's an entrepreneur. She's the founder of Rosemary Chinyere and Chibuzo Foundation. But before I unveil my guest, I want to just play a short video of exactly what she does. And of course, I think she has been working with over the years to build her business. She's still in the process of building, but of course she's ready to share her success story while still building to become to get to where she's going to. So we're just gonna play our guest video right now, and by the time we'll come back, we'll take Rosemary Adejumo, her success story. Stay with us. Guys, welcome back. Yes, let's get our guest rolling to tell us her story. Good morning, Rosemary Adejumo. Can we have Rose on the screen, please? Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Blossom. Good morning. So good to be here on the show.
Okay, all right. Hopefully, I hope the network actually does not mess up the way it did yesterday. But I'm just gonna go straight to the point. Now, I see that you make a lot of organic stuff. Now, the first question I'm gonna ask, because I know most people would just prefer to maybe do more of the chemical, the mixing, and all of that, just to have a fast production. But I just want to ask, what drove you to say let's do more of healthy food and not the chemicals?
Okay. Can you hear me? Is it loud and clear?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Rose. Please go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. If you can hear me, just go ahead.
Okay, let me just go ahead. Okay, I decided to make it natural, not chemical, based on the experience I have with my kids. Every now and then, we're always taking them to the hospital to see one specialist or the other. And then one thing they keep saying is look into what they eat, look into what they drink. And not much biscuits, sweets, and all of those things. They looked into their diet and their meal, and gradually we keep taking out one thing or the other, one thing or the other. And I find that out they started living healthy. We did less of going to the hospital except for vaccination. So that interests me, and I decided to say that okay, if I could help my kids, then I should be able to help other children out there. And even that led us into saying that okay, I want to do something natural, something that is indigenous that we have in Nigeria that we can add value to, and then people can have it, they can drink healthy and stay healthy, because I am somebody who is very passionate about health and well-being. So that is what we're into, starting off with zobo. Okay, regular zobo, tiger nut, what do let's infuse it with spices, let's infuse it with fresh fruits, and other healthy things without colorings, without addicting, that we can put out there that can be an alternative to all these chemical drinks that we have out there. So this is what led me into setting up football drinks and all of that. Thank you.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for that one. It's very important because we know taking a lot of preservatives and all these chemicals is very harmful to the body. Maybe not now, but definitely in a very long time. So I always subscribe to organic and natural food. But tell us now, I saw the some of the I saw the yogurts, I saw I think the one they call zobo, yes, if I'm sure of that. So tell me now, based on production and all of that, how were you able to get certified and even be able to sell at fairs, trade fairs and all of that? Because I saw your outlet in some of these trade fairs. How were you able to do this with because I know a lot of people sometimes complain about being certified, about being NAFDAC approved and all of that. So how did you go about all of this? Can you share so that some persons who want to also be into food production for the masses will be able to understand how to go about it?
It's interesting to note that Blossom, this company is just a year going into 2 years. This December this year will be 2 years in production. So my very first year was very interesting, and you cannot do, as an entrepreneur, you cannot do this all alone. You need to collaborate with people. So I belong to a lot of association, like Association and Microfinance Association of Nigeria, other associations I'm working with, I'm a member of. So through these associations, we bring in, if you have any exhibition, any thing going on, we also collaborate with the SMEDA, which is small scale and medium enterprise, and some other partners that are working with SMEs. So when they have an exhibition going on, they tell us about it, then we go ahead and exhibit. That's why you see football drinks at various exhibitions, and also other TV interviews and radio interviews. So for certification, we through that same means we were able to. I got my business registered with ease. We got our trademark, and right now we are also, getting NAFDAC is not a walk in the park. So, but we are in the process right now. So, when you belong to, my advice to them is to look for SME associations that you can be a part of. So, being a part of them, you would know what and what to do so that you can get certified. And then, even if you don't have a factory of your own, you can. It's allowed that you should, as a small business, you can work with other known factories where you can produce your products and then put out there. But you cannot do all this on your own. So that I will encourage them to be part of associations that will help you to put your business out there with information that will be useful to you, learning, mentorship, and the rest of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing the ideas that people need to have, entrepreneurs need to have if they have to produce food, and the best way you could go about it. Now, you mentioned something about association, the SMEs, and of course we have the MSMEs also. So I just want to talk about that association or other associations. Now I've seen some persons who are entrepreneurs, and they always tend to share this challenge from the aspect of association. So I would even tell you, I do not want to be part of any association. I just want to, make my story, do my thing, and be successful in my area. So I'm gonna ask you, is there any challenge from what you said? You've definitely had to be part of some associations. Now, from joining those associations, do you think is actually true that there are some criteria that you have to meet to be able to join, and if you do not join, or maybe there are some fundings, or there are some outrageous financial whatever or trouble associations give to entrepreneurs that deter them from being able to do businesses? Take for example someone who has a small business, and they are saying join an association, and he or she finds out, basically I'm using a she now, let's use a she because it's women's corner. So she finds out that the bill, the funding, the payments, the dues and everything is just outrageous or too much to handle because she's just a starter. Now I just wanted to share if there's any challenge that one will face joining an association, or maybe you face the same challenge but you got to know that the problem was from you, so you were able to do what you needed to do to make it an easy and smooth ride. So just share your ideas in this area and what you went through basically.
Oh, well, I haven't experienced what you're talking about. Funny enough, to join this association is not even a lot of money. It's not. So, and these are people that are encouraging small businesses to grow. So, well, I will not overrule what they've said, but my own personal experience, I have not had any hiccup joining them. It's just with little fee, you become a member, and there's this, for some of them, there's a yearly due, and for some, there's a monthly due. But I tell you, the benefits far outweighs what the benefit outweighs the contribution that you've been making, because it is true a lot of people will not partner with you if you are not a member, and there are a lot of things that you cannot do on your own as a small business owner that you have to collaborate with them. Take for instance, you want to exhibit in a program and the money is very, very huge. You can come together as members of association and take a stand, so you don't get to pay that huge amount that you're supposed to pay. And there are fundings, grant opportunities that comes that they will not give to an individual, but they will make available to your association, and then you all can pitch for that grant, and whoever comes best are going to get the grant. So there are a whole lot of benefits, and if you want to stay on your own, I tell you, you cannot go far. Not that you cannot do it, but you cannot go far in it, because you just have to collaborate. You have to collaborate with people, your fellow MSME people, so that you can go far. I mean, information are everywhere. Working together too is also good. So I personally haven't, rather what I have achieved from being a member of my association is I got into this before. I don't know how to go about NAFDAC registration, but through this association they are putting me through, and also other fundings I've gotten in the past, like a little grant I got is also through my association, and other exhibition I got to know about, and the TV and radio interviews I went for. It's also through this association where people come around and say, "Oh, we want to promote your business and we want to invite you to our station so that you can talk about your business and see if people can come to you." So I really don't know, but I think it's a very good thing to join and be a member of.
Okay, that's a good one. So I just also, what challenge do you think as a food entrepreneur now, and not just an entrepreneur, because it takes a whole lot to be producing food, because if anything should come out from, maybe somebody falls ill, like you said, somebody falls ill or something just by taking your product, it becomes a big problem for a food entrepreneur. So I just want to ask you, what challenge have you faced as a food entrepreneur, not just about the certification, about or the association or anything, basically like more like a health challenge? Have you gone through any? If you have, can you share with us? And of course, what was it that you did, to challenge your challenge basically?
Okay, the thing is that I always say before you venture into anything whatsoever, get trained. It's very, very important that you get trained. Okay, because I paid to get trained. So because of my training, I know what to do. When it comes to hygiene, you don't just come into my factory, my mini factory, not kitted up. Everywhere has to be neat. We don't take cleaning and put. There are some of my workers that don't go near my production. Most of the time, I'm the one producing. The only person I permit to come in. Others are involved in maybe the packing, the packaging, and some other duty. So we ensure, because one thing is we are dealing with what people will get into people's system. So you have to be very careful. And to the glory of God, so far I haven't had any review of anybody coming to me to say that, oh, I took your product and this happened to me. Rather, I did send this particular video of a production we did, and we found out that the water we used is just a little above the normal water that we are supposed to have. I have a video like that. We unbottled all the Zobo and we poured it away. We did not compromise standard. If you want to go far, maintain your standard. That thing that you are known for, that's why people can buy my products for any amount I put it out there, because they know that what they are taking will not go down a standard. Okay, look at the challenges now that we are facing right now. The cost of raw materials, the cost of packaging, and because of the fuel hike now, products have gone up. Our distributors in other states now are really not of taking, because when you look at the price of moving the products from Lagos to all these places, then how much are they going to sell? How much are they going to make? Saying that, madam, but why not cut down on your prices? Well, okay, do something about the product. And if you're adding this, you can just oppose it, that we've heard about grounded pepper or using all sorts of things or sweeteners or sugars to do there, so that the cost can come, down a bit, they can compete. And I said, okay, this is a premium drink. We are not coming down. We are not going to do to start using things that, because it's a name. Food Pot is a brand, and we want to know this brand for what it is. When you look at foreign brands, know that yes, these people have gotten reputation over the time. This is what we are working at. For challenges, it is what is applicable to all business owner right now, which is we have to keep our tiger nuts, because tiger nuts cannot stay without light. Bad. All the factors of production you need to do with light. So when there is no light, we have to burn fuel, and you know what fuel is right now. So, and also the cost of raw material. You buy things now, when you go back to the market, the prices have gone. We do every week. We sort of like reduce it now. And for yogurt, we now do downward based on order. We don't make yogurt now and just, so if you want it, so we give it to people who make by faith and other people that say, so we just make on order for yogurt. For tiger nuts, we have reduced our order. Zobo, it's fruity Zobo, our lovers wouldn't just let us stop. They are just all over for it. So those are basically what's the challenges and how we are working around it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now you've shared a whole lot of how will I put it, more like a deep-seated, more like a secret basically for food entrepreneurs. You talked about the hygiene, and also you talked about the fact whereby you do not want to reduce the brand. The brand has to just keep that way, which is very good, especially when it has to do with human beings, which is what we take inside. And that was exactly where I was going to. But I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you, because as an entrepreneur, it's good, when you keep having good reviews, it's an amazing thing. But of course, I'm very sure that certainly it's not like we pray for anything terrible, but you're always prepared to be able to face whatever challenges that comes your way. Like you said, now the economy is not being supportive for most SMEs and of course MSMEs, people right now, because why? How do they maintain their brand and still be able to make gain? And of course, like you said, the distributors, how do they make their gain? The wholesalers, the retailers, if the price of things keep going high and climbing up. Now, I just want to ask, with the strategies you're using now to make your products, to, boost your own business at this time, I would just want you to share a bit of the strategies you do to make sure that you still maintain the brand and still sell your product. You already mentioned one, like yogurt is only based on order. When you order, you get it, but not in mass production like you were doing earlier on. So can you share more strategies that entrepreneurs, maybe even food entrepreneurs, because you do not want to store food for quite a very long time, because it is what is going into the body system. You want to, and obviously you are avoiding to use so much preservatives, so it still remains organic, it remains a natural food. So would you like to share, just kindly share the strategies you use in implementing some of these things, or how do you go about it to still be in business and to still stick to business and still maintain the brand, so that other people who are coming up, who are also in the business, probably are maybe hooked at a certain point right now because of the economy, will be able to manage and still be in production and still be in business? Please go ahead.
Okay, number one, for power, I'm looking at alternative power system, and I'm looking at solar. So I'm trying to see if I can install solar, so it will be an alternative to buying fuel that will be able to power, the freezers. So another thing we are doing is, because as an entrepreneur, you need to know your markets. Before now, I just produce, because on Sundays there's churches that people come to take and they sell, and then there are bottle sizes as well, that's for those kind of people. Well, after looking into it, I found that the cost of buying bottles 25 cl and the cost of buying 50 cl is more or less like the same amount selling those for 25 cl. So what it is just to strike out, okay, I don't think we can sustain this, but we can do this. So we started so now what we do is for the premium customers, like the airport workers that can afford to pay, bankers, and the grocery stores that we supply. So we do more of grocery stores, neighborhood supermarkets around now that we just sell to, where people can go. You cannot price those products. You just see the price tag on it, and then you buy it. And then for our premium customers too, to their families, we now cater to parties, to events more. And you know that if you want to do an event, you're prepared for it already. So we give you a bill and we do events. We also do events outside, Lagos as well. Even though we are based in Lagos, we've gone severally to cover high profile events as well. So what we did is just to leave the regular markets, the local markets around, and to all those smaller ones we cater to, so that we can at least be able to sell and make something. Because every business owner in the end is to make profit while you are giving value to people. So that's it. And then the solar we are looking at installing, so that we can have an alternative to power system. And other things too that we are looking at, like for some of the full-time staff we have, we place them on contracts, so that they only come when we have production, and then we pay them off instead of staffing them permanently and paying at the end of the month. So we just contract it, we just pay them off. And also those are the strategies that we are putting in place just to make sure that we stay afloat and we are still in business.
This is very very key, because you said a lot of things, and I'm just going to repeat what you said in points so that every other person can pick it. You mentioned solar. Instead of running on fuel or diesel, it's good to always invest more in the solar system. Also, you talked about targeting more of the premium customers, and of course the stores and groceries. And you made a very good point where you said no one goes to a grocery store where you have the price there, and you go to the the cashier and you're saying, please, can I buy this? Maybe let's assume the product is for 1,000 and you're going to cashier and you're telling her, please, can I buy for 800? Obviously, you look like you're not okay, because that's the stipulated price and that's what everybody gets it for. So that's a very good marketing strategy there for anyone who is into business and want to keep into business. Just make sure you're certified, and like she said, make sure that you are into an association, an SMSE or MSMEs, so that they can actually, tell you how to go about this business. Also, she mentioned joining events, and I'll add trade fairs, some events that happens where you have an outlet. They'll give everyone an outlet to make sales. Believe you me, most times, yes, as much as is on discount, is another good way to showcase your business. I would agree with that one. Then also, you mentioned very, very important points, which is those who have been staffed should become a contract staff, so you don't have too many people working in every day. You don't have to pay extra for the job they do when it comes to the office. So having a contract staff, obviously, the days they are coming is numbered, and of course you won't have to pay them so much because of it's different from when you're having someone reporting to you every day. When you could as well divide the days of your production since as much as you want, and still be able to maintain the staff and all of that. That's a beautiful one. Thank you very much for sharing that strategy. I'm also more of a business person, but showbiz. So yes, I have to just share it to people so people would also understand. Anyways, the last question I'd like to ask you before you go is, tell me what actually made you. Yes, I know you said food port is one of your business, and you talked about hygiene and all of that. What was your drive? Was it that, because I noticed they are all healthy food, was it because you saw someone trying to lose weight or trying to eat healthy, or someone that has an issue around you and you decided to say, okay, I'm going into food, but it has to be natural food? What was the drive to go into food business, so that we can wrap up the show?
Thank you. Like I said in the beginning, the drive was from my kids, my very own kids. That I told you that we've been taking them to see specialists for one thing or the other, and I found out that it's because of what they've been eating and drinking. Children will always want to eat or drink all sorts of snacks and anything they see around. So by the time these things, even personally myself too, and I see that, okay, because it started with us before I made it a business. We started to take these things. We started looking into what we take, what we drink, and it's working for me. It's working for my kids. And I'm like, wow, so I can be in health. And also, so that is the drive that, okay, if this helps my kids, I stop taking them to see specialists because of all of this, then I can help. I also look into my own life and I see what it's doing. I said, why can't, instead of people taking chemicals, you hear of kidney disease, liver disease, and all this, why can't we just drink healthy and remain healthy? So this is the drive, and I'm really, really, really passionate about it. And I want to plead, please mind what you eat, mind what you drink. A whole lot of things around are chemical based, so we have to be circumspect when it comes to our health. So this is the passion, this is the drive that is driving me to do all of this. So I would really love to see a very healthy community of women, men, children doing so well when it comes to their health, because health, they say, is wealth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was an amazing session with you. We really enjoyed it. But I said last question, right? That was what I said. But I'm sorry, while you were talking, I remembered one of your video. I don't know if it was date that you used in one of your productions or tiger nut. I wanted to be sure. Is it tiger nut or date?
Date is what I use as the natural sweetener for my product. Date.
Okay, but okay, so it's not tiger nut. But I have a question on tiger nut. I don't know if you have an idea, but I'm sure you have at least some little idea. Do you think tiger nut juice, do you think it's fattening? Because a lot of people still believe it's fattening. I just want to know. It's a myth. I don't know. I've googled it, but since you're here, so I'm just gonna ask: is it fattening, or it helps in how would I put it, more like dieting. I think, let me put it that way. Which does it do more?
Well, tiger nut milk involves fattening, and I've not heard any review with regards to that. And I take a lot of it. I have not even added one single. I'm not even and for my customers because I believe so much in review. I haven't heard any of them say it is fattening. It is not. In fact, also it is good for my kids who are lactose intolerant. A whole lot of people are lactose intolerant, so it's safe for you to take. So if you don't take milk, you're lactose intolerant, please take tiger nuts by all means. It's safe and okay for you, and you will not put on weight. It's just okay. It's cool. And it helps your body. Of course, we all know that.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I'm not so much a foodie, but I enjoyed, talking about food, especially when it comes to natural food. I'm a drive for natural food. I can eat fruits all day, but don't put me around rice. I will drop the fruit and just go for rice. Anyway, it's not about me, but thank you very much, Rosemary. Thank you so much for joining us from all of us at Galaxy TV. We appreciate you and we thank you for your time. But I hope you enjoyed the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. I do. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. All right, for joining. And that is it from Rosemary Adejumo. She did amazingly well. She educated us. For those who want to be into food business or just an entrepreneur, you have to be a part of an association which has to do with SMEs. And of course, they will be able to direct and advise you on how to go about your business. And at the same time, you'll be able to hear of some event where you can sell your product and market your product. Remember, she said because of the times that we are, most of the things you have to put into consideration is power supply. You don't have to run on diesel or fuel. You can actually go on solar, and you do not need to go to the local market every time to make your sales, because they will always price the market down, and they will tell you, okay, instead of putting it at high price, reduce the brand, reduce the quality of what you're giving to them, and increase the quantity. But no, she said you can keep to that. The local people that knows your brand will keep buying. Then of course you should make sure you target the premium customers that would never price, rather they would even want to get you more premium customers. Also use more of the grocery stores, use more of the stores, the malls, the ones that have their price tags already, where you can't price, you just buy it at the stipulated price. Also, you should join events and trade fairs when you have any coming up. Just ask questions. There's always a number there. Call them so you can make this good deal. And finally, she said, you do not have to have a lot of contract staff, rather. You just need to have more contract staff so you don't have to pay more. And this is just to manage yourself, your business, during this economy, and still maintain your brand. Anyway, we've come to the end of the show. I appreciate you once again, Rosemary. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your amazing idea with us. Like she said, health is wealth. Make sure you know what you put in your mouth and you understand that what your body needs and what your body does not need. Not everything you see, you buy and you eat or you swallow. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll go over next time. We'll be joining tomorrow. We'll talk about a topic for women. This one is strictly for women. We're not bringing any entrepreneurs or anything, but we're bringing a woman that's going to tell you what you need to do as a woman. It's a topic you do not want to miss. But until then, up next is News on the Hour. We have The Buzz. We're still talking about the state and affairs of the country. Do not forget, if you're just joining, you can go on our social media page and watch us live. Also, we have a TikTok account. Yay! So you can join us and follow us at women's underscore corner 25. That's on TikTok. I'll read again, women underscore corner 25. Just go in there, follow us. We'll be sharing videos. You can also comment if you want to be part of the show. It's an amazing thing. It's something that's going to drive a lot of women to their success story. So that's it for me. My name is Rose Blossom. Have a beautiful day and bye for now.